Dun, 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 dun. I'm live. Like, I didn't see the little live thing. Well, good morning. I'm Lee Watson. This is my word for the day. I'm a business advisor. I'm an entrepreneur, an adventurer, and a guy who likes really good words. And today is going to be a little different. This will be a short show. I mean, it's usually 10 to 15 minutes or so. Today, I want to start talking a little bit about who I am and how I got here. And it's not a particularly remarkable or unusual story, but it's my story. And when I was doing my goals for this year, I was thinking about who I am and why I am and where I'm going. And while it is my intention to share my goals with some people specifically who have asked for that, my goals are well, they're kind of complex, but they're also simple. Well, we'll get into that later. Okay, so who am I? Well, my name, most people know me as Lee, and of course I have a number of nicknames, but we won't get into that either. I'm a pretty regular guy. I have my challenges, and like everybody else, I have some successes in life. I have some real strong blessings that have come from no direct influence of my own. You know, I was born in the Midwest in the Chicago area. That alone sets me up in certain ways for success, in my opinion. Obviously, there are people in the Chicago area who did not grow up with benefits and things like that. I certainly have benefited from where exactly I grew up and the area and the people around me. That's a biggie. Between God and the people around me, I've had so many advantages that I don't necessarily deserve, but I'm thankful. I'm thankful for everyone and everything. So you've heard me talk a little bit about my habits, my little routines in the morning, things like that. This has become actually a really important part of my life. And I'll just briefly run through a little bit of it right now. When I wake up in the morning, I wake up grateful for my life, grateful for this time of the year, grateful for the nice warm bed that I get to sleep in. And I'm grateful for God and my wife and family, all the people that I get to interact with. I'm thankful for all the things. I have a car that actually works that I can drive, and it has its own little house called a garage. And it just, gosh, the blessings are endless. I have really great extended family members who are super helpful. My wife and I just recently visited my aunt and uncle in Kansas, and wonderful people, and I'm so thankful for them. I mean, just the list goes on and on and on and on. Well, if I go back to the beginning, I mentioned that I was born in Northwest Indiana, just outside of Chicago, and family life for a while was really good as I remember it. I don't remember everything about it, but then that kind of fell apart. And there was a very difficult time when my parents split up, and, on we go. And I learned some things from them. I had some great adventures with them. But when I turned 17, I left and moved to Colorado. And that was a great time. That was a time of freedom and adventure, more adventure. And I wouldn't trade it for anything, even though the family wasn't what I thought it could be. Actually, I didn't think about it all that much. I was just grateful to be away from the turmoil. But so many people have this. So many people have this kind of a story, and even more challenging and difficult stories than me by far. I mean, I wasn't born in a country where resources were almost non-existent, and freedom was practically non-existent. And how can we not be thankful for the freedoms that we do have? Okay, I'm not going to dwell on the negative stuff. You hear me talk about that quite often. I try to concentrate on the positives, no matter what I am talking about and where I am. I believe that we don't all have. I believe that many of us have great opportunities. We all have and I do mean all in this case, we all have the opportunity to connect with a higher power, God. And with that comes some blessings and advantages, peace being one of the most important ones. Sometimes when the world seems just overwhelming, I find peace in God. My conversations with Jesus, and that's all good. And I know some of you don't necessarily believe in Jesus. You don't. I mean, you may have a faith in something, and that's fine. I believe that all people either have faith in a higher power of some sort, or they have faith in themselves that's very strong, or if they completely lack faith in anything, it's lonely. Just my opinion. Everything I say is just my opinion. Okay, so I did manage to survive to this old age. I don't think of myself as old, but Medicare is not far off for me, so I think that qualifies me as aged. It's like wine. Just think of it that way. All right. What I do now in my life is I work to bring awareness to people about what life could be. And when I do that, I use the virtues. I use all good words: love and peace and joy and cooperation. And there's a zillion of them. I usually have a deck of 100 with me, but I don't have that today. And these words that I promote are universal in nature. They're good words no matter what your culture or your background. And I want to teach them to people and to small businesses and anyone who's interested in learning more about this. And why is it so important? Well, it's so important because we can either maintain that positive attitude in life and be helpful and loving and kind to other people, or we can be a little more self-centered and just think about what it is that we want and go for it and get it. And if your focus is very narrow, chances are you will get whatever it is that you want. I think that's where this "be careful what you wish for" thing came from. Sometimes we wish for things that we think we want, but when we get them, maybe it's not quite what we had hoped for. So with the virtues and with positive thinking and with God and with being peaceful and kind to other people, the chances of us living a life that we can truly embrace and enjoy It's much better when we're positive. So, by the way, I'm thankful for my sponsors. The Virtues Project is one of them. Great organization. They are teaching virtues to children and families and businesses and larger organizations and governments around the world. They're in over 100 countries. They've been doing this for over 30 years, and they're very good at it. So if you want to know more about that, the Virtues Project, just go to virtuesproject.com. For me, when it comes to my business, I want to teach people how to incorporate good stuff into their business, into everything that they do, from taking care of the people who work for you or the people who buy from you. Everybody, they call this a list of stakeholders. Everybody who has a stake in what you do, from your family to your actual business to everything involved in your business, you want to try to keep those stakeholders in a loop of love and caring and concern, and do your very best to be a leader that those people are happy to follow. I often say that when I hear a company say, well, our customers are number one, well, I cringe a little bit, because if your employees aren't number one, I don't know if your customers can be number one. So it's kind of a catchy slogan, our customers are number one, but be careful about things like that. Be careful to take care of your employees so that they can make your customers number one. And it's the same for your suppliers, your whole supply chain, everything that's involved in your business and making it great. These are things that matter. And so I want to raise awareness about this. And if you're interested in learning more about that, that's awesome. I have this, I can never point to it because it's all backwards. This businessbeyondnumbers.com/contact is how you can book a free, non-salesy 15-minute phone call with me. I'll do this as long as I can, as long as I have the time to do it. I hope that's forever. We'll see. Anyway, you can book a call with me and we can talk about virtues. We can talk about business. We can talk about life. We can talk about pretty much whatever you want. And I hope you find value in that. I find value in my conversations with people because everybody has a little different perspective. And I appreciate that. Everybody has something to say that's important and meaningful and helpful. And they don't always get to say it. So providing a platform for people to have that conversation is something that I enjoy. Okay, so you know about that. Simple pleasures in life, it's really good for us to laugh. And sometimes I have to laugh at myself because I can't find that. It's totally backwards from what I'm looking at. Oh, well, silly little thing. But those silly little things make a difference in life. Okay, well, I would love for you to leave me a comment about today's show, or send me the little thumbs up or the heart, and share this with somebody who might find value in it. And, I'm going to put this in the comments. This is, no, it's not, but I'll find it. What I'm trying to post for you is the link to my YouTube account. I think this is it. And the reason I'm putting my link to the YouTube account here is because this is a place for you to see all of my videos in one place. And you can pick and choose the topics that you want to hear. I hope that works. youtube.com/@Lee's Word for the Day. If it works, great. What you can do when you get there is subscribe. I don't know that it's notifying anybody yet. This is all brand new to me. I have put 90, this will be I think the 93rd video in there. And I'm collecting all of these things so that I can have a storehouse of useful information that people can get whenever they want. And it's free. And it's just, you go to YouTube and you go to my channel and it's all there. Okay. So I do appreciate every one of you, from our sponsors, not just me, but our other sponsors, and all the people who watch this. I'm so thankful for you. Lately, we've had a lot of views and a lot of people commenting positively about what it is that I have to talk about. That's so heartening for me. It's, gosh, people care a little bit about what it is that I have to say. And that brings me smiles. So thank you all. All right, I am going to let you go and make this a fantastic day. Remember to do something nice for somebody else. And if you have the resources to do something really nice for a whole bunch of people, do that. Be that light, be that source of joy and hope and love and peace and kindness and caring and all the other virtues. Be that for the people around you so that we can brighten the world together. And we really can brighten the world together. I acknowledge fully that this world is dark and difficult much of the time in most of the places. But in your little world and my little world, let's do our best to be the light, to shine for other people so that they can see that there's hope. People need hope. And if you want to talk about any of that, please contact me. Ha! I got it right. businessbeyondnumbers.com/contact. Let me know. And I will talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.